Welcome to the PTTS. Today's date is February 18, 2023, Saturday. My name is Nang Hong Lam. Well, first thing is, just wanted to point out that I have been non-stop for around 2 weeks of time constructing the hero clicks. Kind of like the hero clicks teams is like constructing the hero clicks teams is and getting ready, kind of like preparing the whole preparations of showing some HeroClix gameplay, basically non-stop for 2 weeks, around 2 weeks of time been doing that non-stop, and there was problems I run into which I pointed out in the last 2 video, which I titled it Coincident versus Curse, and that's the first one, and the second one is Jinx. So basically it was upsetting situations, and because of the upsetting situation I kind of concluded about these videos as I made. I kind of made that conclusion because I was in that whole very upsetting situation. So I kind of concluded these videos that I'm making where I speak in front of a camcorder as the following. Kind of like in a way it is something that I'm setting myself up for a great disaster to happen to me. Kind of like in a way because it is offline, and kind of like in a way in these videos is, especially the recent videos is I made, kind of like in a way I wanted to emphasize on pointing out the severe cases in my life, hoping for some kind of understanding about my situations. So kind of like in a way, because of that, felt that maybe because I already made these videos, felt that there is some kind of consideration / understanding about my situation. So it's like, I think that's why like maybe that's the whole setting myself up for that great disaster to happen to me because of that. So kind of like in a way, and also at the same time I just felt that at the same time 199 first places and the present position. So at the same time I have 199 first place and the present positions is equivalent to I'm better than people who don't have that many first place or don't rank up to the present position. So kind of like in a way because of that, so both number one, I'm setting myself up for a great disaster to happen to me. At the same time, 199 first places and present position, it's like, it's noticeable, and kind of like in a way because I'm in these situations where my 199 first places and my present positions like don't really get noticed, and the tiny little mistakes in my life get noticed. Kind of like in a way I felt because the situation I'm in, and there's that need that I need to make these videos is to point out about my situation. But since these videos is all offline, it's like it's equivalent to I'm setting myself up for a great disaster to happen to me. So kind of like in a way that's where I concluded because of being very upset about my situations. So that's where I concluded, and I think so kind of like in a way I felt that if I were to want to continue on, like if I were to say continue on, I would want to add that kind of like in a way what was really like kind of like that whole argument. Maybe I was in that situations where if someone were to tell me, I would to say, like if someone were to tell me that, why compete in the Pro Tour / tournament in the first place, and I would respond, kind of like in a way that, yeah, I'm very stupid, to have first places in the Pro Tour / tournament. Kind of like in a way, just to point out the situation I'm in, because I have accumulated 199 first places. So kind of in a way, it's very stupid to have first places. Kind of like, I would want to defend myself in that situation by pointing that, and then it's just that at the same time, I am degenerating people who have lesser first place than me and who didn't get that first place. Kind of in a way, how could, if you rank below the very stupid, what are you? Kind of like in a way, how degenerated are you if you are below the very stupid? It's like, so basically that's what I want to defend myself with, by just kind of like defend myself with by saying that, yeah, I'm very stupid to have first places in the Pro Tour / tournament. Kind of like in a way, that's what I want to defend myself with. And then at the same time, the people who have ranked, have the placement below the first place, or people who don't have who have lesser first places than me, would kind of like in a way, are below the very stupid. It's very degenerated to them, kind of like in a way, it's like, so basically that's what I want to defend myself with, but at the same time, I am degenerating the people who didn't have as many first places and have lesser first places than me, or who didn't have the first place placement, kind of like in a way. But even though I was just defending myself, but I'm hurting those people in a way, like because of they didn't have as many first places as me, and they didn't get the first place placement. So kind of like in a way, the argument would be, it's not about, kind of like in a way, it's just, that whole defending myself, I made that, say those things. Kind of like in a way, it's just felt that it's, make me to not defend myself, so I won't say those things. So it felt like in a way, that's what I want to add. It's just to, kind of like in a way, just don't defend. If I were to not defend myself, then I wouldn't say those things. I was very stupid to have first places in the Pro Tour / tournament. So kind of like in a way, the argument is, if I didn't defend myself, then I wouldn't say, I was very stupid to have first places in the Pro Tour / tournament. So kind of like in a way, the whole argument is to just, stop me from defending myself to say those lines. So basically that's what I want to add to the, but I would, at the same time, I kind of made that conclusion because I was very upset about the situations I was in. So basically I made that conclusion. But if I were to add something, that's what I was gonna add. Like basically it's just, okay. So anyway, those are the follow up for the previous video. Anyway, okay. So let's continue on. So okay, so let's continue on. Basically, I have decided, well, like I also say this, I also pointed out in the last video also, I have decided to kind of like take a break from the whole HeroClick team construction and preparations for the gameplay. So kind of like in a way, because I've been non-stop doing that for 2 weeks, around 2 weeks of time. So basically I have decided to take a break from that, and also I have cleared the area that I was going to use for the gameplay, and I have finished doing that already. So basically I have like pack those HeroClicks in boxes and clear that areas for my biological mother Hoisak game. So I have cleared that area and packed the HeroClicks characters in boxes. So basically, and then basically I'm in this situation of able to take a break right now since they're all in boxes and that area is clear. And so I just want to point that out. And also, well, so while I was doing that, I have basically have come up with a few thoughts during that whole process. So one of them is kind of like, in a way, this is not I have done this also like a few years ago, around like multiple years ago. I was also got into this whole period of time that I was just focused mainly on the HeroClicks, kind of like just, but more, well, on the team construction and everything. But I have decided to also come to a stop on that and decided to channel all of that into just typing up the articles. So basically during that period of time I was, okay, so I'm going to continue on that. I'm just going to put a pause on that for now. Basically I'm going to come back on that. For now I'm just going to continue with what happened so far. Okay, so my current situation right now. So basically I was just, so kind of like in a way, while I was just packing up, well, I come to some figures is like, kind of like in a way, like it would consider as a more like expansions to the HeroClick, kind of like in a way like these figures consider as expansions like this. Well, they seem like look like transportations like these are the newer, the expansions characters, and these are the extra, kind of like extra sided. Okay, so anyway, well, I mean, it was because the reason I brought up like the whole typing up the articles is because I have typed out many articles about the HeroClick Pro Tour / tournament. Basically, but I didn't just type it up. Okay, so basically I'm just continue what I was saying. Like I kind of paused it to just point that out. So I'm gonna continue what I was saying on about multiple years ago when I decided to kind of like came to a stopping point on the whole team construction, the HeroClick team construction, and channel all of that into typing up the articles for the HeroClicks, like typing up articles about the HeroClicks. So anyway, basically I went kind of like in a way, first I start out as history, how I started like about like from the beginning, like the whole toy collections, toy and action figure collection.